These thermometers are showing the same temperature, and that is good. We'll leave one of these outside, and the other we'll place inside the garage. Looks a bit like something out of a fairy tale. It is made of snow and ice after all. We expected it to melt, but on the contrary, it's holding up. I've got me a thermal imager, curious to have a look. And now the interesting part. It's dark in there, let's go inside. Hey there, fellows. Once again, it is cold outside. Cars are struggling to start in the morning. But up in the north, you have people who survive in brutal conditions. They even make themselves shelters out of snow and ice. And this idea occurred to us to try and make a garage out of snow. It should be pretty warm inside of it. Snow does hold heat pretty well. So let's do this. This is some nicely packed snow, it's all good. And we're currently building the walls of this makeshift discount snowy garage of ours. We'll build them up, lay down some planks, put some more snow on top of it. As for the entrance, I think we should shroud it with a curtain. Should do the trick. Alright, we've built a lovely little garage. We've hung one curtain so far, and in the end there will be two of them. This is easy to open, it's hung on self-tappers. Remove it when you need to drive in or out. And this is how we've got this configured. Up here we've laid some bricks, or slabs of snow if you will. It's somewhat packed, though I wouldn't say it's all that dense. It should do well with heat insulation. Nikolai is currently insulating the furnace to prevent the snow from melting. Rockwell is a good insulator. Now it's time to start and warm up our car. And it needs to be warmed up before we bring it inside. For the interior, the engine, the gearbox and all of that to be nice and warm, like they'd be when you roll into any garage. Right here I've got me a couple of sticks. These thermometers are showing the same temperature, and that is good. We'll leave one of these outside, and the other we'll place inside the garage. It'll be below -30 overnight, and in the morning when we get here, we'll compare the readings on these thermometers, and that should paint a clear picture. I'll swap them over. That one was too long, but this one fits well. Place it right in the middle. Car has gotten nice and warm, now it's time to park it inside of our snow garage. Let's go! Okay, the car is in, it's all good. Now let's go ahead and hang these curtains back up, to prevent the heat from escaping. I'm just going to hang this up. Looks good. Okay guys, we've done everything properly. Usually in the winter you come home in the evening and just park your car outside. But we've left ours inside this wonderful garage, which is actually pretty quick to build. Okay, what's the thermometer showing us? -28, nice. In a few hours it should be -30, and in a few more hours, sub -30. We'll see some results when the morning comes, and so now we wait. The morning is upon us. We waited for the sunrise for a slightly warmer temperature. My phone is showing me a mere -31. I mean, just -31 without the mirror. Let's go see what that thermometer says. It was hit by sunlight in the morning hours, but we relocated it into the shade, and I am looking at a reading of -29. Bear in mind that the sun is closer to what's considered a springtime sun, but now it's time to see what's going on in there. Let's remove all of this. On the curtain, I'm noticing a little bit of frost, and that's telling me that they were keeping the heat in there, and that is a good thing. And now the interesting part. It's dark in there, let's go inside. Oh, it actually feels pretty nice and cozy. It is a bit chilly. Let's have a look. What do we got? What does it say on the thermometer? -19.5? I mean 18.5. I mean, that's actually an impressive result. Over the night outside it was about -33, -34. Currently the outside temperature is -30. But in here it's -18.5. Cars don't struggle as much to start in -20 degrees as they do in -30. But let's try starting it. This should be alright, I reckon. Here we go. -20, you could hear that the battery was a bit cold. It had a bit of a hard time, but the car started. I don't think it would have if it had been parked outside. Even in here, the battery was not happy. Says quite a lot. I also promised that we'd try making it warm in here. You would have already seen us installing this heater. Let's run it for some time. Put some firewood in there. I think we should take it easy for starters. And just observe by how much the temperature is going to be rising. Observe the dynamics of the process. Load this in and make it all burn. Light this up and see what that does to the temperature. Process is underway. This looks really unusual from the outside. You have a structure made of snow, a chimney poking out of it, and you have smoke exiting the chimney. Looks a bit like something out of a fairy tale. It is made of snow and ice after all. We expected it to melt, but on the contrary, it's holding up. Right, so my legs are actually burning. Can anybody see what the thermometer is reading? 3 centigrade? That's over there. I'm sure it's a good 43 where I'm sitting. Let's wait for a little bit more. The car feels nice and warm. It is really nice in here. It's nice and comfy. The furnace is getting scorched around the lid, but we are letting the smoke out through the curtain. You're always better off playing it safe and testing any sort of new setup before you nonchalantly use it. We'll wait for about 10 more minutes, and at that point, it should be like inside of a proper heated garage. So while the garage is getting warm, which isn't to say that it's not, it's quite nice in there. Anyway, I've got me a thermal imager, curious to have a look. The curtain is above freezing temperature, but that's also probably due to the sun warming it up. So it's not just the heat coming from inside. If we take a look at the garage from the side, yes. The heat is escaping through certain spots. But then the fit and finish wasn't meticulous, I mean, we did a more or less decent job. If there'd been a snowstorm, the snow would have covered the wall and sealed any leaks. But as it is, there are some spots through which the heat is escaping. No worries. Let's investigate the area around the chimney. Oh wow, the thermal imager is showing the pipe being colored white. But obviously it's the hottest component, so... This wall, though, doesn't even seem to be getting warm. But then it shouldn't, as snow is good at insulating heat. Inside the garage, it has become super comfy. Looking at the thermal imager, yes, we have losses. That wall looks like it's receiving quite a lot of heat from the furnace. Moving to the aft portion, oh nice, it's all blue. Don't even see any heat losses. And now we are looking at a thermal image of the furnace. It's nice and hot, as is the rock wall surrounding it. As for the car, it's actually pretty cold, though it is warming up gradually. From the looks of it, this experiment has been a success. So everything is looking pretty good, I'd say. It's warm in here, and so let's try starting the car. It was much happier to start this time. After starting the car, we remove the curtains so that we're able to breathe. And at the end of the day, a garage made from snow is an awesome thing. It works, there's no wind inside. You and your car feel warm in there. Superb. I highly recommend. But always make sure to play it safe, and I'm out of here. Catch you later.